Hi everybody, my name is Annie. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be making this pumpkin that I made using fabric. I use ribbon and sunflower, and it's fluffy because I put stuffing in there, polyester stuffing, and then I use a piece of chipboard in the back. So this is going to be to hang on the wall or on the door. So I'm going to give you the tutorial right now. Okay, for this project that I'm going to make this pumpkin, I'm going to use this piece of fabric. I chose to use this one. I have a 12 by 12 piece of chipboard. I also have a piece of paper which I'm going to draw the pumpkin, and I'm also going to use yarn, a green one. I'm going to use this sunflower and also a little bit of different flowers right here, and I'm going to be using this cord right here, thread, and scissors and pencil and hot glue or glue gun. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the pumpkin on the piece of paper, and I'm going to be I am going to start like from the top, and I'm going to make a wavy line going straight and then curving down, curving up, and then I'm going to make like a half circle all around this way, and then I'm going to make another wavy line going up and then down. I'm going to keep going straight, then I'm going to turn right here, and I'm going to keep going up in a wavy line, and then I'm going to go around like if I'm making a half a circle around here, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the top. I'm going to round it off and then go down in a wave and then up again onto right there. Then from there I'm going to make like if I'm going to make a circle all around, and then I'm going to make a round going down. I'm going to turn it all around like if I'm going to make a circle, and then I'm just going to make like a line, and then I'm going to go up with a little curve and then down and connect it there. And now I'm going to be cutting it. Now once I cut it, I took the chipboard and I traced it, and I'm going to be using this utility knife right here, and I'm going to go carefully following the line all around, and I'm going to be cutting all around. I could also use a scissors, but like it's a little bit like this chipboard is a little bit hard. So right now I'm going to keep using this. This is how it looks once I cut him. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get the stuffing, the polyester stuffing right here that I have, and I'm gonna be gluing it like this. I'm gonna make a line from this wavy thin right here, all the way down and all the way down. I didn't cut this little. Let me just cut a little bit more. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna glue this like this right here, and I'm gonna leave that part, and I'm gonna do the same thing here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start putting glue, hot glue right here. I'm gonna go bit by bit like that. The same thing I did here, I'm gonna do over here. Now this is how it looks with both sides done. Now I'm gonna go and do the middle right here. I'm gonna make sure that I leave a space right there. So I'm gonna go the same way, little by little. Now I did all three sizes, and as you see, it has like a little space in between them. This is for later on because I'm gonna be wrapping the tin, and it could look a little bit like puffy. So now I'm gonna get the piece of fabric and choose the part that I want. So I'm gonna be doing this part over here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn it. I'm gonna do this. Leaving space so that I could fold. I want to see how much I'm gonna be cutting. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and put a little bit of glue here, hot glue. I'm gonna bring this, hold it there. I'm gonna come and do the same thing here. Hold it right there. Now I'm gonna come and do it right here on the bottom and hold it right there. Right there as well. Over here. And now what I'm gonna go all around, what I'm gonna be doing all around is hot gluing this fabric all the way, like this, all the way around. Now this is how it looks once I glue all of these pieces. all the fabric to the back. This is how it looks. And now, the next thing that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get the yarn. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go right here. This is where the little line goes. I'm gonna go and put it like this, and I'm gonna go around it. And I'm gonna be squeezing it, you see, so it could form this little ditch in there. Now I'm gonna tie it in the back, at the back. Right there. Now I'm gonna cut it. And I'm gonna be doing the same thing here. See, you could feel that it was there. So I'm gonna go right there. And I'm gonna be doing the same thing. Now this is how it looks now. Once I tie the yarn around it, it's so fluffy, has a shape of a pumpkin. I put this and I trace it without this tab. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make it smaller by cutting all around like 1/4 of an inch all around. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. Now this is how it looks. Now the next step that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue it to the back like this. I'm gonna be putting glue, leaving like 1/4 of an inch in the outside without putting glue around it. Now I'm going to continue putting glue all around. Okay, now that I have glued, I'm going to go check. And if I see some space that is not glue, I'm going to go all around it. And I'm going to start gluing it together. This is how it should look. Now the next step that I'm going to do, I'm going to take a piece of the cord that I had, the thread. I'm going to cut him. I'm going to cut a piece, a long piece. I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to tie it at the end. And at the other end, let me see, I'm gonna cut this leftover thing. I think this is a correct side right here. So when I'm gonna put it right there, so when I'm gonna hang it on the wall or on the door, I'm also going to cut another piece of paper to secure it more to the piece of rope, and I'm going to put it on top of it. Right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this paint, acrylic paint. And I'm going to be painting this little part here. I'm going to shake it. And I'm going to put a little bit there. I'm going to be using this. I'm going to be doing the back as well. Now I'm going to let it dry. Now that it's dry, what I'm going to do is to start to decorate this section over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let me get some of the leaves. I'm going to use these leaves that I use at Dollar Tree. I also bought these in Dollar Tree and this as well. And this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be cutting I'm also going to use these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be cutting some of these and some of these. And now what I'm going to do with the leaves, I'm going to start like gluing them up here. I'm going to put hot glue. Like that. Now what I did, I put these off. I didn't cut them, I just pulled them off. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like try to put them in a position that looks like this, and some of them like hanging down like that. Like that. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with these. Like that. I'm gonna glue them. Now I glued them, as you see. Now I took this ribbon that I also bought at Dollar Tree. What I did was I cut a piece that is like 14-inch long, and I made it into a bowl. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue it here. Right here in the middle. I'm gonna turn this little piece. Now I'm gonna take the little sunflower and I'm gonna glue this on the top. Now as you see, the pumpkin is done. I think it looks pretty. Now you could hang it up. I could hang it up now on the wall or at the door. So this is how it is. I hope you like it. Okay, hi. I'm also gonna do this small project over here. This little vase here that I did using a small amber color bottle. And what I need is I'm gonna need some sticker gems. I'm gonna be needing like ribbon or thick ribbon. This one is like a 2.5 wide. But the one, since I used this one already, look how pretty it is. I bought this also in Dollar Tree, and you could see I was able to put the truck to one side and the pumpkin to one side, so you could see from both ways. And now I'm gonna put this one away, and this one is the one that I used for that one, so I'm not gonna use this one. What I'm gonna use is, I think I had two choices, but I think I'm gonna go for this one. They all came from Family Dollar. Now, also I'm gonna be needing this double-sided tape, and this one is like 1/4 of an 8 right here. So now I'm gonna open this. Let me just put. Okay, look how pretty it is. I didn't know it was so sheer, like you could see through and everything is pretty. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it like this all around, and I'm gonna see how much I gotta cut, and right there I'm gonna bend it where I need to cut. Now I'm gonna cut it at that fold that I did. Gonna put this to the side. Now this is the wrong side. You got the right side that's very shiny, then you got this that is more matte. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put down here, and at the edge of the line that I cut out right there, see, like that, that's where I'm gonna put it, right at the edge, straight down. So I'm gonna be doing the same over here. I'm in the wrong side of the ribbon. Once I do that, I'm gonna give it a little press. Let me take this out of here before I get burned. I'm gonna be pressing, and I'm gonna take out one piece at a time. So I'm gonna take this side, and I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna go back here, and find my placement where I'm gonna pick, where I want it. Now I'm gonna go press a little bit by pulling. I'm gonna be doing a little pulling so it could be tight. A little pulling so it could be tight on the bottom. So now I'm gonna take this piece. This one didn't, it's not glued to the ribbon. Now that I did this, I'm gonna pull and align it with the other one, that the line it looks straight right here, and carefully bring it down. Okay, this one didn't. Okay, now it looks better. So this is how it's gonna look. Now I'm gonna take, I think I'm gonna take this one. Now this is the one I'm gonna do. It also has like glitter and it's very pretty. So I'm gonna be putting it right around here, right around there, and I'm gonna do the same thing I did to the other one. See how long onto, so I'm gonna cut it up to there. Which is like 3 inches. 3 inches. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn it to the wrong side, and I'm gonna do the same thing I did to the big one. I'm gonna put right there to from edge to edge, and right there at the line. And I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna press down so the double-sided tape can adhere to the piece of ribbon. Now I'm gonna be taking one part out. I'll be taking the paper first. Now I'm gonna start at the back the same way. Not really, I'm gonna do it more at the front because this will be the front right here. So I'm gonna do it because at the end I'm gonna be hiding that little thing right there. Now I'm gonna take this side, the paper out, and I'm gonna give a little pull, and I'm gonna do that right there. Now the next step that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get the gem with the adhesive at the back. I'm gonna take a piece, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come from here, from this top right there, all the way down over here, and I'm gonna take a piece. Now it's gonna be, I'm gonna weigh like my finger is gonna be like 1/2 inch. So I'm gonna go from there now. You see, from this marking over here, and I'm gonna press right there, and I'm gonna glue it down, press down. It's gonna be like on an angle, so this space over here is gonna be like a 1/2 inch. So now I got leftover from before, so I'm gonna put like 2 more here. No, one, basically one. I'm gonna put there. So I'm gonna do this all around, leaving like a 1/2 inch in between. You put one, 1/2 inch, and you put one. Now this is how it looks. Look how pretty. I'm gonna move this more because it's not right at the middle. The middle will be right here, I guess. Okay, much better. Now I'm going to take one of the sunflower, and I'm going to hot glue it right here. See, where the two joints. And I'm going to glue it right there. And now, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get anything, any little flower around. And I'm going to be decorating it. Doesn't need to be much. See how simple and pretty? Now I'm gonna have two right there next to each other, and I'm gonna do this one too. I'm gonna show you how to make that one. I'm gonna be using this piece of fabric. I'm gonna cut it. Okay, let me get this one. This scissors right here is full of glue. I want to make sure that it's straight, so I'm going to be cutting a little bit. To make it even. So now this piece over here is like 17 and a quarter, more or less. Oh, let's do 17 because this is not even. I'm gonna cut this piece even. Now what I'm gonna do, this one doesn't have a right or wrong. So what I'm gonna do, look at how bad that is. I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna give it like a half an inch fold all around, on the top and on the bottom. Okay, this is, I already folded. I have to iron this one because this is like a synthetic fabric. So what I'm gonna do now, this will be the wrong side. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna fold it in half. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a needle and thread. Right now I'm gonna use the cord one that I have. It's okay. And I'm gonna go at the edge. This is the open side. At the edge of the fold, you see, of the fabric, I'm gonna put them together and I'm gonna have both pieces, the folding right here in the back and fold it here. I'm gonna start right here at the end, leaving like a quarter of an inch, and I'm just gonna go in and out. It doesn't need to be like perfect, so I'm gonna do this like this, in and out, all the way straight all the way to over here. Okay, I'm done here. This is how it looks. This is the fold, and there was the two edges I joined together and I sewed. Now this will be one top. Either I'm gonna use this for the bottom top. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pass the needle back to this side. And what I'm gonna do the same thing. On top of this fold, I'm gonna go in and out. Like this, but this time I'm gonna be doing it all around here to the end. Now you see what I did? I just sew all the way around to the end. This was the starting point. Now this is the end. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna do like one more stitch, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna gather the fabric by pulling the thread like this. Now you see it close it in. And now at the end, what I'm gonna do is right here where I sew on the side, just gonna go and pull the needle through there. Now I'm gonna pull it and make a knot, and I'm gonna do the same thing, pull it and make a knot, and I'm gonna make another one so it could stay, make sure it doesn't open up, and I'm gonna cut it off. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it to the right side, and I'm gonna go right here where I joined the two openings, and I'm gonna take the thread, make a knot what was left, and I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna pull the needle from that side, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the same thing I did right here in the bottom. So I'm gonna go weave in and out with the needle like that. I'm gonna go all around. Okay, I'm here. I sewn all around. This is like the end over here. I'm gonna do a few more stitches here all the way to there. So what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna pull it a little bit. I'm gonna get some of the feeling the right here, and I'm gonna start pulling some in there. Now I'm gonna pull it, and this is how it's gonna look. If I want to make it more like so it could be a little bit more hard, I could do it, but I like it this side. So now I'm gonna take the thread, and I'm gonna pass this under, and I'm gonna leave the thread behind the needle so that can tie it up. So once I tie it, I'm gonna let go. Then I'm gonna come back, hold the thread behind the needle. I'm gonna go there right there next to the other stitch that I did, and I'm going to pull it, and that's what it's making, is closing it in. I think it's enough with two because I'm going to put hot glue. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this green yarn, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my 4 fingers right here, and I'm going to be going around like a few times. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 times. I'm going to go ahead and cut him. Now I'm going to cut another piece. And I'm going to put this in the middle. Then I'm going to make sure that it's in the middle. I'm going to tie this very tight. It's going to give it another tie, another knot right there. Now I'm going to be spreading this open like that. See how it looks? I'm going to cut these pieces off, make it shorter. Like this. See, now what I'm going to do, and I'm going to glue it right here on top of it with the hot glue. I'm going to put glue right on top of the opening right there, where I did the close, and I'm going to put this there. Now what I'm going to do too, I'm going to put one of these that came from one of these, and I'm going to hot glue it. Right in the middle. Right there. I'm going to look for flower. Now I got this sunflower over here. I'm going to put a little bit more of hot glue there. Press. And this is the pumpkin. This is how it looks. It's very easy. You could do it with any fabric, like 16 inches and 16 inches, and it's gonna be like 4 inches high. If it's gonna be for this, like 4 inches, because then you're gonna on both sides you're gonna do like half an inch, so it's gonna be like 3 inch. So this is how it looks.